Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Obviously, some of you who watch my videos know that between November and December I was at home in Lesotho, and I got a chance to meet some of my colleagues, nurses who have already started the process of becoming nurses abroad, especially United Kingdom. They completed the first stage, which is writing English language proficiency, English language test, and to have written a computer-based test. They have results, but they are struggling to get hired. What could be the problem? I just went into depth towards that, and I found that there are a lot of job vacancies for NHS, for care homes. They are still offering certificate of sponsorship, but most of them have a prerequisite for nurses who are applying to have had a PIN, meaning you should be fully registered with Nursing and Midwifery Council of United Kingdom, NMC, and which comes as a tricky point because OSCE, to become a nurse in UK, you have to write English language proficiency test. You have to have results on computer-based test as competency test. So it's in two parts. The other one is through the computer, and then the other one is practicals, which is OSCE. Now, for you to take OSCE, you have to be in the country, which is UK. And it's becoming a challenge for most of you. I looked into some of the job vacancies for NHS and private facilities like care homes. They are all saying, most of the job vacancies say you should have a valid PIN with NMC. And to have a valid PIN with NMC, you should have completed those stages that I have mentioned, not limited to those stages, but those are part of the prerequisites for you to be a nurse in UK. And to show you just a little bit, I searched online on NHS application, like what NHS website. I put staff nurse band 5, and then I put the location to be Wales. Lord behold, 900 and something job vacancies popped up. 900. Wales only. We are not talking about any other parts of UK. We are talking about Wales as a country. So what more if we include England, if we include Scotland, if we also include Northern Ireland? That means there are thousands and thousands of vacancies still open for nurses to work in the NHS only. Thousands. But most of the vacancies specifically say you should have PIN, because NHS is not going to sponsor you to write OSCE to complete the last final step. And then, they are still offering certificate of sponsorship. As you can see on my screen, they are still offering certificate of sponsorship, which brings us to today's topic. There is one last option that you can do if you can afford it. You can self-sponsor yourself and come, what have I just said? You can self-sponsor to come into UK and complete the final step, which is OSCE. It's going to be expensive because OSCE itself, it's close to £800. And if you convert that money to our Lesotho currency, it's something close to 20,000. And you also need to have accommodation where you will be staying for the time being when you are going to be going for your OSCE. The third thing is the visa processing. You still are going to be required to have a visa to come and complete the final stage of registration with NMC. So which type of visa are you required to take? Because you have not been hired, you do not qualify for a skilled workers visa yet. So for you to UK immigration, they have a point-based system when they offer visas. So for you to get a skilled workers visa, you should have certain points that are mandatory for you to be offered that skilled workers visa. And one of the mandatory points is for you to have a job offer. So if you don't have a job offer, unfortunately, you will not get to the required points. That's why you won't be eligible to apply for skilled workers visa. However, you can be able to apply for visitors visa, which will last you 6 months. And you can come in UK and ride OSCE, go for practicals, and then go back home. You will not be allowed to work on visitors visa, which means when you come here and you hold a visitors visa, you will not be allowed to work. There are certain people under visitors visa that are allowed to work, but unfortunately, if you are not under that category, which is explicitly explained on the website, you will not be allowed to work. This means you are only going to come here to ride OSCE, to go for OSCE practical testing. And after you have done it, you are going back home. So if we run over the expenses, you will need money to pay and book for the test itself. And then you will have to book flights. You will have to pay for a visa. You will need to cover your accommodation. You will also need to cover the feeding options, like what are you going to eat when you come over. It can also be done through, if you have family members in UK or close friends that are willing to help you, you can still talk to them and they will be able to sponsor you in terms of accommodation and in terms of food. When you apply for a visitor's visa, you are required to have a certain amount of money in your account. But if there is someone in UK, let's say you are my sister, you are a nurse, you want to come and ride OSCE, I will be required to provide my own bank details, bank statement that will have enough money to take care of the both of us in the term when you will be in the country, which means the money in my account should be in my account for at least 28 days before the date you are applying for a visa. So if I'm the one who is sponsoring you, you will not be required to show financial your finances, but the person who will be sponsoring you will need to provide bank statements, and so that they can have that solidified reason to give you a visa, that you won't be a burden to the country's funds when you are now stranded. So the person who will be able to sponsor you, then they can sponsor you. First thing that they will be required by the visa department is for them to provide an invitation letter to you, and bank statement, their passport, their BRP card. BRP card is something like an ID, sort of, their identification. And then you will be required to provide your valid passport, your CBT results, your email confirmation from OSCE department, the university that you are going to be sitting for OSCE. They will need that email printed out. They will also require you to give what else are they going to be looking for? Yeah, those are some of the documents that are required out of you when you come here. So if this is the option that you think will work for you and you'll be able to afford it, or you have a friend or a family member who can be able to sponsor you, I think it's the best option for you to come over, write OSCE, gain your PIN, and then you'll be able to apply for any job anywhere. Because now you hold a PIN, it's going to be easy for you to apply outside UK. When you are still in UK and you have obtained your results, maybe let's say the visa itself is going to be valid for 6 months or more. And if you decide not to go home immediately after you've completed your testing processes and you wait for your results, you still are not going to be allowed to apply while you are still in the country. So you are supposed to apply for a job outside the country, and then you can be able to get interviewed, maybe get a job, and then come over. So if you think this is the option for you, go for it. Thank you very much for watching this video thus far. I'll see you in my next upload. Bye.